Hey there everyone, Luke here, and I apologise for this being a little bit of a delay. I was just too tired yesterday, and also I was catching up on some Manga Plus titles. So, caught up on Shinu Beritan. I think that's how you pronounce. I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's the one with like the really creepy guy who's got multiple versions of himself. You'll know when I say it. And also I'm trying to catch up on the Magical Girl series Megalemina.co. I've butchered that name completely, but catching up on that one so that eventually me, Party Jams and Fex and Control Chaos, we could do like our Shonen Jump Plus series that we were I say series, like podcast that we were going to do, so that's why it was delayed. And yeah, enjoying both those series at the moment, if you want my honest opinion. Enjoying the Magical Girl series and this horror psychological thriller series. So those are my initial impressions of it. So now we can dive right into Mission Yozakura family. Alright, so this will be chapter 184, titled Operation Capture Alpha. So, nearing the 200 chapter mark, guys. Only, we might actually make it to the... Wait, we're in July now, so we've got the whole of July, so that's 4 chapters. Then we've got August, so that's 8 chapters. So, by the end of August, we'll be at chapter 190... So, oh my god, we will actually... Wait, let me figure this out. June, July, or 1, 2, 85, 86, 87, 88. So that would be, no, 85, 86, and 87. So that would take up June. So 88, 89, 90, 91. That would take up July. And this would take up August, 91. 92, 93, 94, 95, September, 96, 97, 98. Yeah, we will make it to 200 by the end of the year, which is going to be a big milestone. So I am praying that when we get to Roger Space's Manga of the Year stream, that people take that into account, like the series that everyone thought would get cancelled very early on. Has survived right up to the 200 chapter mark, and yeah, it is going to survive to that point. There's no way this series is ending before chapter 200. I think we can be real on that. But yeah, anyway, the title Operation Capture Alpha, which again makes sense because Alpha is in his bad mode. We finally get an explanation for what we finally get a proper analysis for what his whole deal is. But anyway, the chapter starts off with a colour page showcasing Kengo and Shion in their post-time skip forms, which again, pretty cool, and I love the fact that Kengo's hair has gone a little bit longer, so now it's you only see his mouth, you only see like his mouth and nose, and that's it. And again, I love like the little tail in his tracksuit. And Shion's coat, you finally get to see a lot more little details. It's a lot more like technologically advanced, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So pretty cool colour page. So anyway, we start off from basically the ending of the last chapter where we have Lando bursting in and being like, right, in order to take on Alpha, so like he's like, okay, Alpha, I'm gonna take you on and make sure you get back to your quote-unquote good side here. But of course he's only doing this just to impress Tayo. So we start off with Shion and Keiko relaying to Alpha like, hey, you've only got 3 minutes left, and Lando's just like, Alpha's hit a rebellious streak, well, we better teach him some manners. And Alpha is just like, oh my god, do I have to deal with Lando at this point? Yeah, go away, Lando. If you don't go away, I'm going to show you no mercy. And sure enough, immediately after that, he he activates his watch as we see a whole bunch of crane arms just start coming out, like Dr. Octopus style claws start coming out and immediately going after Nemo, Hifumi and Lando. But of course Lando having these abilities as well, which I really want to know more about Lando and Nemo's abilities. Like they're more fascinating now to me than the actual twins themselves. Like, where did these abilities come from? How did they develop them? Like, was it from the Simonian blood? What was that taken? Was that drained? Like, what is going on? What is going on with these two kids? Like, they have to have some connection to Simonian blood, because otherwise, why would we be focusing on them this much and building them up to be like rivals to Hifumi and Lando? But Lando is just like, oh, I haven't even started to interfere, as he grabs Hifumi and Lando, and we see him jumping up along the crane arm. So yeah, he's like, oh, I haven't even started. Jumps up and starts running along about supersonic speed. As we see Nemo finally using her eye. Like, what is up with this eye? Like, seriously, no one's questioning what these kids have. I mean, I guess they already know because Lando's a silver class spy. I assume Nemo is as well. But seriously, no one's not even here for me and Alpha are wondering, like, wait a second, why do you guys have these techniques as well? So anyway, continuing on, Nemo says as she's going through overlapping thoughts. So basically, she has the power to read minds. Basically. That's essentially what her eye is doing here, and she could come to the conclusion that, okay, yeah, this is a split personality, so it's very similar to what Moa is, kind of like what Pyjams predicted when he posted his comment in the last video. So, going on you, man, for catching that. Honest to God, I really love this chapter, but like we both said on the Controlcast Discord, this has to come in second to Witch Watch, because my God, Witch Watch. I brought this up a lot last week, but seriously, guys, go and read Witch Watch, because when it gets serious, it gets serious. Kind of like here, even though Mr. Yozakura is a lot more light-hearted, when it gets serious, it does get serious. But here it's more a case of just like, okay, we need to calm down Alpha at this point. But Hifumi is just like confused by like what a split personality is, because given that she's so young and pretty much been isolated in the Yozakura family mansion for most of her life, mainly only going to school, so she's probably not had to deal with something quite like this. I mean, she's had to do it with Alpha, but she's never really understood like what it's actually all about. And so Nemo starts to explain like, oh, it's like there's another person living inside him. We need to snap it back to normal. This should be easy. This should be easy enough. The personality doesn't swap randomly. There's always a trigger to it. Which, yeah, that does make sense. Like, there's always going to be a trigger for like someone who's lost. Like, oh, that's happened, right? Kind of like, even though I don't have a split personality, I'm autistic, and sometimes when things get under my skin, like, it triggers and you get grumpy, grouchy Luke out, and nobody wants grumpy, grouchy Luke out. But anyway, she continues on and says, if we figure out what triggers him, we can swap it back, and she continues by saying it has to be something strong that gives him big shock, something that he hates up close and personal. And this is where Hifumi is just been like, oh, does he maybe Nemo actually starts questioning Hifumi, like, okay, what does he hate? Does he hate peppers? Does he hate bell carrots or whatever like that? And very funny twist here. It's like, oh no, Alpha is the one that can stand vegetables. I'm the one that hates them. So Nemo's just like, well, crap. And before that, she explains like we have to scare him so that the current personality will hide, and therefore we can get proper Alpha back. And I love this moment here where Alpha's just like, yeah, we've got to be on a mission here, so can you hurry up here and just get out of my way? And Alpha's like, no, wait, time out, Alpha. You're too strong. Come on, we're having a strategy meeting. Alpha, you stay down. Strategy meeting right now, guys. Okay, let's do it like this. Okay, we'll do it that way. And Alpha's just standing there, just being like, huh? you do realise we are on a time limit here, and they're probably going to be reminding us. And sure enough, they do remind them, Keigo and Shion, as like, oh yeah, you've only got 1 minute and 47 seconds left, guys. And this way I was just like, wait a second. Yeah, you've told me to stay there, but there's no rules that saying I have to wait for you, so screw it. I'm just gonna go out, go out here, and this way Lance was like, okay, so that's how it'll go. We're gonna commence the operation of capture Alpha, as we see, and basically most of the rest of the next 2 pages are nothing but an action sequence of just Nemo, Hiyofumi and Lando just charging at Alpha, trying to avoid all the crane arms and everything. But one part that I really love here is that Alpha's like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing. You're using the same trick on me, but actually no, the same trick doesn't hurt twice. But this is all part of their plan, as we see Hiyofumi use her yo-yo, wrap the steel spider string around Lando's leg. Lando is just like, okay, this is perfect right here. And he uses the proportion of his boots, because his boots have some sort of like rocket powered engines in them, to launch Hiyofumi using the rock. So she has it tied to his arm, and kind of like what Karicho did that one time when him and Tai were battling Moma, and Karicho used his steel spider to launch Tayo into a one punch Moma. Exactly the same thing that happens here. Lando uses his boots, launches Hiyofumi. She is sent rocketing right to her brother, grabs him, throws him out, and while still flying, throws him out into like this wide open space. As everyone's just like, oh, wow. Like we knew the Yozakura twins were strong, but wow, holy shit! Like seriously, Hiyofumi is going to be a force to be reckoned with when she gets to Futaba's age. And of course, this is the perfect time for us to go into a flashback where we see a younger, well, I say younger, more like a couple of years ago, where we see. Although, yeah, they're probably a couple of years, or maybe 3 years old in this flashback, as we see Alpha and Hiyofumi out in the woods, and Hiyofumi actually has a big giant frog in her. Like seriously, this frog is like twice. It's like nearly half the size of her, and almost as tall as Alpha in one trajectory. Like it covers the top half of Hiyofumi's body. It's that massive, and he's just there like frogs. I guess he wouldn't like sue you from My Hero Academia. Yeah, if oh my god, now I really want to see that, a crossover, Suyu and Alpha with Suyu the frog girl be like, ribbit, hiya boy, and he's like, get away from me, it's the frog girl, I'm getting out of here. That would be hilarious to see now that I think about it. And of course, Hiyofumi's just like, oh, I'll see Mr. Froggy. Hey, Hiyofumi, don't be seeing the title for my grandmother. Okay. In context here, gonna go off on a little bit of a tangent here. You see, so my grandmother was a artist, the artist of the family, and she also did some writing herself as well. So you can see where my talents actually come from for being creative. There, they come from my grandmother's side, which is on my mother's side, the Irish side of the family. So yeah, half Celtic. Well, say. Quarter Celtic, quarter Ukraine, and half English. So yeah, that's my heritage, and there's also a mix of Welsh and Scottish, and a little bit of French I think is in there. But yeah, got all of the United Kingdom in me basically. So yeah, my grandmother was an artist, and she also did some writing, but her writing was as poor as mine, because I'm dyslexic, admit that, and my grandmother, who didn't have access to a computer, so she really couldn't get the help that she needed with Word and others helping it. So she had to do it all herself, and she wrote stories, and they're all up there on one of my bookshelves. I'm probably gonna go through them at some point and use them as ghost stories. I'll probably have to speak to someone about that, and about like how I would go about that, like being a ghostwriter for my grandmother, because I really want to bring those stories first life. But going through them myself, I had trouble actually reading them. So yeah, yeah, you can obviously tell where my dyslexia came from as well. It came from my grandmother. And one of the stories that she wrote, well, she drew pictures as well of a character called Mr. Froggy. And the publishers, they wanted the pictures, but they didn't want the stories. And as stubborn, I guess it does run in the family because I'm a bit stubborn myself as well. I'll admit that we're all stubborn. We're all the Percheks in the Perchek household are all stubborn, except, well, I guess because she was an arbor. But yeah, everyone in our family is as stubborn as a mule sometimes. So yeah, she was like, no, you either take the stories, all the pictures, or you get none of it, and they didn't take them. So she missed out on a chance there, but hopefully I'm keeping the spirit of her writing alive, because she passed away. She passed away 20 years ago next year, and I still miss her. Still think about her from time to time. But I know she would just want me to do what I love doing, which is performing and being creative. But yeah, so that little line right there was a little bit of something that I picked up on, and I just wanted to say that because Mr. Froggy says he wants to meet friends, because I came up with some friends for the Mr. Froggy that my grandmother made. One of them being based on one of my neighbour's cats. Well, two of my neighbour's cats, which is kind of hilarious. But yeah. Yeah, I might actually work on creating those stories and creating the personalities, because I know basically the personalities of those two cats, like inside and out, because they're always coming around. But anyway, side tangent over, back to my story. So basically, Alpha is scared of frogs. That's one of his biggest fears. But Heelfin was just like, oh, come on, look, it's cute. Those advanced eyeballs protect by a clear eyelid. Oh, no, this is Alpha doing this. Like, no, you don't understand here for me. Those eyeballs protected by a clear eyelid, those muscular membranes that let them breathe through their skin, and those unique focus skills. Like, I just can't take any of this. And you see it, ribbit. And I love that here for me was just like, wait, so you know a lot about frogs, but you hate them? Like, that's always something that's I find fascinating as well. People who say like, I hate this thing, I can't stand it, but they seem to be the most knowledgeable of it. Well, I guess because they would be, so because they're the ones that are avoiding them. So like, no, this is why I hate them. I've studied why I hate them, so you're gonna hear why I hate them as well. So, but yeah, I just love that interaction in that flashback as Hirofumi continues on his flashback. Did you know you can make a frog hand puppet? Papa's gonna show me how. And Alpha's just like, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. Why would he teach you something so terrifying? As we get look into Hirofumi's mind here. And she's like, see, you grab your pinky with your ring, and Alpha loves nature except for one thing. He hates it so much he can't bear to look at a picture or read about it. He can't stand it. So basically Alpha is one of those people who is so scared of something, like even just a picture of it, it's just like, that's it, I'm out of here, I'm out of here. And of course this is where Hirofumi uses her hand puppet skills into fruition as she brings a frog hand shadow puppet, and she uses the ribbit side, which basically scares bad Alpha to bring him back good Alpha. As Hirofumi was just like, oh, there. Now he'll get back to being Alpha, but then they actually realise, oh crap, we're above a fall here, so yeah, we're gonna actually be falling right now. And Lando's like, oh crap, we've got to save. Probably also be like, we can't let Tails' kids die, otherwise he'll blame me for this. That's probably what's going through his mind right now. Hirofumi thinks back on what Lando said, and she's like, as long as Alpha turns back into himself, he'll be okay. Hirofumi's thinking back on what she said to Lando and Nemo, and saying that as long as Alpha can come back, he'll be okay. Alpha's smart, it'll could work out. But Alpha's just like, sorry Hirofumi, guess I did it again. I'll make it up to you later. Yeah, you bloody well better, Alpha. Wonder what he's gonna do. It's probably going to be something that Karicho's going to suggest. But knowing Karicho, that would be absolutely terrifying. So as they're falling and getting back to the normal brother and sibling dynamic, we see Keigo being like, oh well, guess we have no choice but to bring it out. He brings out a cushion version of it. Like he uses he uses some fluff from inside his tracksuit, as it seems a lot of Shion's drones just bring out this entire bedsheet quilt cover that safely lands Hiyofumi and Alpha, and they're just like berating him right now, like, that was way too close. Don't do that. You gave us all a heart attack. Why would you fall just for your own sake? You scared the pants off us. Don't be doing anything like that again. Yeah. So kids, listen to your aunts and uncles, because they know best. They know best, probably more so than your own parents half the time. But yeah, Alpha. Alpha is like, yes, are you sure this is wise? Because you do remember we're still playing tag, and you're in my range. And she was just like, oh no, the test ended a good 50 seconds ago, before she realised that, no, wait a second, this is a hologram. We've still got 10 seconds left. He managed to hack one without you noticing, and tweaked the time by 1 minute during the test. You two were all business, but he still cared about us a whole bunch. That Alpha knew you guys would save us if we were in any immediate danger. And sure enough, Alpha uses his final ace up his sleeve. He activates his watch and clamps them all together. So they both succeeded. Hiyofumi and Alpha, they complete the task, so now they're going to get their stamps. Those were the rules. They were able to capture them, and it was pretty. And I kind of figured that Shion and Keigo were going to be the easiest, but it still took them quite a while. It took them like about. Wait a minute. When did it actually start? Did it start in chapter? Yeah, it started in chapter 181 and ends in 184. So it took a good 4 chapters to get to this point. So I get the feeling that that Shinso, Nanano, Koricho, and Futaba stamps are all gonna be just as long, if not longer. So we're gonna be here for quite some time. And I know people like some of the Yozakura family fan base, and I'm pretty sure Pie said he wasn't kind of into it going on for very long. But let's be honest, for the stamps to be part of this mission, it's gonna take a while, and it's gonna have to feel like they actually earned it. And in this case, they did earn it. There's no question about that. And Alpha reiterates what I said before, like he knew he'd rescue them even in danger, and they congratulate him, like, hey, you did it, congratulations. And Alpha's like, oh, tweaking with the time remaining display while making myself a decoy, that was bad Alpha's plan, but if I tried to pull it off alone, I would have failed, which gets me thinking, like, maybe bad Alpha and good Alpha might have to actually work together, like his split personalities have to actually merge, like kind of like what happens eventually with the Hulk, how it becomes Professor Hulk because he merges both sides of personality together. I feel like that would be a natural stepping up for him to make Alpha that much more stronger and that much more intelligent, as we have Hiyofumi just reeling to Alpha, just like, oh my god, you're so safe, you're safe, I'm so glad. And I was just like, oh, quit it, you're way too close right now, stop it. But as Alpha looks up, he's like, oh my god, are them two up there gonna be having a go at me again, referencing to Nemo and Lando? But sure enough, he gives them a thumbs up, and so do Lando and Nemo, as Hiyofumi's just like, no, not Hiyofumi, Futaba's just like, that was the nicest done, but Koricho's just thinking of, those eyes, I thought so. So he's probably getting the same idea of us, that this is probably something to do with Momo right here. But anyway, Shion and Keigo are just like, so good work, you two. You keep this up, and you'll have those stamps collected in no time. We look forward to welcoming you in the mission as they finally get the stamps, and that's where the chapter ends. So they've only got 6 to go. So, like I said, really good chapter, just not as good as Witch Watchers. Now, that line from Creature, what does that mean? I guess that's something we're going to have to find out in the next chapters, because I feel like the next 2 chapters are going to be buffer chapters before we get to Shinso and Nanano. I feel like Nanano's going to be next. They're probably saving Shinso to the last because he's a gold rank spy, and it's probably going to be all the silver rank spies of the Yozakura family. So it's Nanano's the next one, and it's eventually going to be Shinso, Futaba, and then Koricho in that order of the tasks, because Koricho's is gonna be the hardest. That is guaranteed. And yeah, looking forward to it. But what did you guys think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.